That's
finesse.
true.
I'm there. I know you can use any action you like, but I really like it when it makes narrative sense. I think finesse. I think tinker would have been to make it, but to
Yeah.
actually hit where I want to hit, well, let's go finesse.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm gonna want to push myself. We're still desperate, correct?
Do I still?
We're still desperate. Oh, sorry.
I just got a ping that we went offline, but I don't think we are. Oh, never mind. I think we're good.
Okay.
Nice.
All good.
Okay.
Good.
But thank you, friends, for letting us know.
Yeah.
Things go glitchy. Yeah.
Okay. Standard. Effect. Limited.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm going through all the pieces on the board. Wow, that's a lot happening. I'm gonna say it's standard. Yeah, because you're just trying to get the bomb into the right position.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, this seems like it feels like it's setup action, right? Like it's
right.
less important to do the thing than it is to have the thing be a distraction. I want to help so bad, Kristen, but I have no idea how Groundwork could do it because you're literally just throwing this bomb. I mean,
and here. I know that more dice are better, but I like staying so true to the narrative. And this isn't anything I think that she said. Do you know what I mean? Like I think she just literally, as we're gonna head up, just like decides in the moment and pulls it out and just throws it. So I'm gonna push myself for the 1 extra bonus die.
Oh, cool, smart.
Okay.
Yes. Josh said something funky happened.
We are on a roll tonight.
Oh my lordy lord! I was like, this is going to be where it all goes to pot.
No, not here. Shh, Sean.
Why did you say that?
Don't mess with the dice gods, Sean. Yeah. Now they demand a sacrifice. What will it be?
I'm not superstitious, but when it comes to dice, I am so superstitious.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Well, it's because I put in the Roll20 cheat codes at the beginning of the session.
Thank you. Finally.
Every first die has to be a 6. Anything else can be whatever.
Right.
Roll 6, and then followed by other D6s.
Right. But yeah, so... penance, you throw the, what is it again? I'm sorry, what kind of bomb?
I did a flash bomb.
Okay, perfect. So you throw the flash bomb, and there's a moment where it feels like time is slowing down, and then everything just starts to expand towards white. Everyone is a silhouette against that whiteness for a moment before it's completely drowned out, and it's just white. But I feel like we just see it on your mask with the goggles, right? I feel like you were prepared for it. There's just your goggles turn darker for a moment.
Yeah.
Right. And you exactly know what to do. So, Grounder, you don't need to make a roll because everyone is distracted, right?
Nice.
Things went so well. We're not going to tick that clock. So, Grounder, tell me how you get penance up there in time to get to the hall.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, super cool. I think so the way a sheet, I mean, I'm using modern industrial standards, and Dustfall is Victorian era. So this is probably not true, but the way I'm imagining is that there's this sheet metal exterior, and there's bolts through it that at regular intervals. Now, normally these bolts are such small little nubbins, you couldn't really climb up them. But when you have magnetic boots, and when you are goat-footed, what's the move? When you're goat-footed, you're entirely at ease on a speeding rail car. No matter the circumstance, you can spend 1 stress to avoid circumstances from falling, tumbling, or loss of balance. Plus 1d to prowl when performing moves that require balance. When you are goat-footed like Grounder is, you can literally just walk up these things, and anyone would be like, you should just fall off those. You should not be able to balance on those things. And Grounder can just be like, here we go. And I think, to be realistic, he's strong, but I don't think he's so strong. I think, to be realistic, he climbs up it, and then the next thing we see is we have some climbing gear, and he helps Penance up with it. I don't think he can quite carry her, but he can certainly basically get up to the top and then just pull you up, or you can climb and he can pull to the point where the climb becomes trivial. And just junk. He just sort of goat walks up this basically sheer wall. No big, no problem.
Excellent. Right. So you go through it so quickly that the flash bomb is only starting to flicker out by the time the
Nice.
two of you get up there. But when the light completely fades, that's when you see these four huge goons, like in front of where the vault is supposed to be.
These
Right,
four
so they
huge
have these-
dudes. Nice.
Yeah. So they have these huge like metallic masks, and you can see like they have the strange marking across the mask. And Kristen, it reminds you of the scarring that Angelo had, right? So it's like the scars are placed onto the mask exactly where Angelo had that scarring from that time, right? And they're like, all of these people are like huge and hulking, right? And you can see like one of them is like closer towards the vault door, like she has a hand on the door, like she's about to open it, like at any moment if she needs to destroy that hull, right? And the other three are out in the front. They haven't seen you yet. You can see that they're still like responding to the flash bomb because you got there so quickly.
Yeah.
So you have a limited amount of time before they see you. What do you do? And I have to stress, like, this, there's nothing but this vault, and like they tried to make it as narrow as possible to be able to access the vault, so that you have to get through someone who's guarding it
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
in this area.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, in my mind, like we're up on like a catwalk,
Yeah.
and the stairs and this catwalk, this passage extends just a little bit past the vault door, and we're like at the very end of it. Like we came up on a side that you shouldn't be able to come up on because there's no stairs here.
Right.
But like we'd still have to, like, there's still, at least that's it, in my mind, that there's no like, yeah.
Exactly.
So there's someone between me and the girl with her hand on the door to the open
Right,
vault, right?
There are three of them, three big hulking people. Like they're all huge, like all four of them. But
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I have an idea. It's a terrible one.
Go ahead. I'm looking at weapons because now's the time for violence. Go on, Sean.
amazing. Now is the time for violence. Anyway, yeah, go ahead, Grant.
I like now is a time for violence.
But
But I would throw out that of all of these people, I'm probably the only one that can hold onto the side of a wall
Mhm.
on its own. And if this entire catwalk were to collapse because some saboteur like destroyed all the supports of the catwalk and the whole thing fell down, they might all go tumbling down. I don't know if that's actually possible. I don't actually know if you can demolish a catwalk so much without like getting underneath it / getting on both sides of it. Like that may be pushing the bounds of wreck beyond what's reasonable. But, well, let me throw it this way. Maybe one thing we could do is collapse a support so that one or two of them fell off, like catch them off guard. Because I don't actually think it's reasonable to say, like, we just dropped the entire catwalk. But I think if for instance, you were to, like, collapse them, Grounder could probably wade in there with his mag boots, even though the catwalk, instead of being level, is like tilted 45 degrees, and he could probably wade in there and do a lot better than they are as they're trying to like hold on and not fall off, and he could like clomp his way through. So
Yeah. And wreck is still worded as like carefully applied sabotage if you want. So I feel like it still applies, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
But also if Penance wants this moment to be when she gets violent, right? So either way.
Yeah. Like I'm also down with just like let's go skirmish.
No,
And,
I
like,
will. So I know we have our like we all know where the lines are, but I have no problem in situations like this being like, well, it's time to take these guys out. However, if there's something cooler, I will always take the cooler option.
Yeah.
And I think we should at least try this. And if it doesn't work, then it will be the time for violent, Sean.
Yeah. I think
No, I love that idea. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, and I and to be fair, like I think what this does is it maybe like puts us. I think this could become a setup action to make violence be plausible, because I think 2 on 4 that are heavily armed and heavily guarded, and that any of them could just like grab the handle and like destroy the hull, just doesn't seem plausible to me. Like I feel like, but if they fall away from the door because suddenly the outside edge of the catwalk crumples.
Yeah.
Then like we have the ability to get in there. So I still think it's fighty time. I just think it's like setting us up to do fighty not quite as bad. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah,
I love
I
it.
think you cut those supports or something.
Yeah, let's do that.
I mean, it could even be
yeah.
like we run up there and then we flash back to like 10 seconds
Exactly.
ago, or flash back
Yeah.
to when we first came in and you cut the
And you
supports so that
planted it.
Yeah.
yeah,
I love flashbacks that are just like a few minutes ago. They're my new favorite thing.
yeah.
in,
Like,
That-
when we
yeah.
first got in here,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, we
Yeah,
see
I
you
did
with a little
that.
hacksaw sawing away at the supports while we're waiting, you know,
Yeah. Okay.
because that's where we
Let's
are.
do
We're
it.
right above where we entered.
We're right above where we entered. Yep, that makes sense. I love it when it makes sense. Okay, so let's wreck this.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so hesitant to push myself again. Can I hear a
Well, let me
devil's
give you an
bargain?
assist because if we're flashing back, 100% grounder was there, and when you cut metal, it wants to pinch the blade. It
Mhm.
wants to pinch the well. When you cut anything, as you're cutting, it weakens and it wants to pinch the blade, and so like it makes really horrible screeching noises.
Mhm.
And so once again, we see Grounder kind of using his brute strength, and he's just buttressing the support as you're hacking at it, assuming sawing makes sense. He's just buttressing it so that the weight of it doesn't pinch the blades. So A, you can saw faster because you're not fighting that resistance, but B, doesn't make that horrible screechy noise as metal pinches metal.
Yeah.
So that is I love whenever I can use construction things in like assists, because I've had this experience so many times that when trying to saw things, so it delights me.
Really? Amazing, amazing.
Not
Yeah, I
in
can
the middle
also
of breaking into a building, but
Sure.
Yeah. That's what you say, Sean, to protect yourself. We understand.
Love
but
it.
yeah,
Okay.
Penance, I can still offer you a bargain if you still want another one.
I will. Yes, please. Let's hear it.
So the bargain that I offer you is that coming up from the other side of the catwalk, you're going to see another person who has a mask with a scar, but they're going to take off the mask, and you're going to see that it's Angelo.
Oh man, Angelo.
I mean, if
Yes.
anything, he owes you one.
Yes. Wait, there is relationship drama and danger? Yes, every time.
Bring it on.
All right, take that die. And
I'm
so
gonna take it.
when Angelo comes up, he says, I told her you would come. I didn't want it to be like this. I didn't want you to fall for the trap.
Oh, no. Okay.
This is in the present moment, or is this in the flashback?
Yeah.
Present moment.
Present moment. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I'm taking 2 bonus die.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm desperate. Am I standard? Because I'm using the.
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay.
We're
Okay.
we're in standard because for what you want to do, yeah, totally. No worries.
Okay. Oh, there it is. There it is. Not gonna lie, I was hoping it'd be Sean. That would break our 6th streak.
Fair
Oh my
enough.
I swear to God, I really thought it was gonna be. I was ready to go like, yeah, and then you do it.
I mean, the great thing is that in flashbacks, you don't often know it didn't work until the moment, right? Like,
Right.
It's not like, like, cool, I weakened the supports or whatever,
Yeah. 2, 2, 1.
All good.
I'm gonna take that experience.
Absolutely worth that experience. Okay, so this is what happens instead. Oh, and it's desperate. Okay, so there are 2 things that happen.
Okay.
The first is, and you can resist either of these or neither of them.
Okay.
The first is that the catwalk does start to collapse, but it starts to collapse towards where you are. So you can feel yourself starting to give way. But where they are, like there was just a point where in your calculations that the metal was supposed to crumple, but you could see like there was a part where it just stopped moving, right? And so where most of them are and where she is at the door, it's still stable, right?
Mhm.
So that's the first thing, where it's crumpling and you're about to fall through into the mob below, where all out war is still going on.
Mhm.
The second consequence is that she's going to go through that door,
No.
and I'm gonna put 2 ticks on the clock.
Oh my God, I have to resist it. Can I resist one of those?
Of course.
I
You can
only
just-
want to resist her going through that door.
Yeah. So the thing is, you'll fall through, but if you can, and I'm sure you can come up with a way to explain how you still stop her. Like you could be just grabbing her to have her fall
Yeah,
with you if
yeah.
you want
Yeah.
that to happen.
I also, and we haven't even talked about how this, if it has any sort of mechanical effect, but I think this is the time where Penance asks Athea for help as well.
Oh, yeah.
Just, I mean, this still has to happen, but I'm just putting it out there that, and I think now is the time where she's like, okay.
Yeah, that could be your
help.
resistance, in fact. I'm going to say, like, and this is what I offer. You just start thinking, I need help. And
Mhm.
Athea just says, we're going to get this. Nothing's going to stand between you and that hull. Right? And then
Yeah.
so as you start to fall, you feel Athea lift up from your body, and she's going to forcibly possess the one who's at the door to stop it from
Oh my
from
God.
happening.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. And you just have to tick the,
The Athea clock
yeah.
that I have
Yeah.
no fear of.
Yeah. She's just more than halfway in control now.
It's fine.
I still need
makes-
you to roll resistance just
Yes.
because, like, it's a very sudden, like, she
Yeah.
has to time it to get to that person in time. So,
Oh, please remind me how we roll resistance.
oh,
We
okay.
just, we just
So
don't do it in this game.
Yeah,
we just
is
take all the
absolutely true.
consequences.
It is absolutely true. So first we pick if it's more of an insight, prowess, or resolve roll. I feel like
Sure.
in this sense, I can see prowess or resolve because, like, you could be physically, like, holding on and make sure,
Yeah.
and then once you do, you only have to click on the either prowess or resolve, and then it'll automatically roll for you the resistance because this is a very cool, like, roll 20 system.
Yeah. And
But
add
normally
a die.
you just have to roll the number of dice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And add a
We
die
have-
because you're taking that devil's bargain of Athea being more in control.
Okay.
Exactly.
I have an idea for how Athea, like how to represent Athea being more in control, if you like this, Jamie, which is that she just moves of her own volition. Like you don't feel the moment of choice to let her interact. Like she's just, and you're like, oh, I thought there was a deal that, like, we had to agree, and she just does it. And, like, maybe
Yeah.
you, like, unconsciously agreed because you wanted it, but, like, there was
Yeah.
no, like, formal, I don't know. Does that sound cool to you, Jamie? That, like, Athea just kind of can come and go?
I'll say, like, it's Athea feeding off of your desire, right? That you didn't even realize. So the fact that she has direct access to, like, this id part of you,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
right, is how it's showing, right?
Oh boy. Okay. I'm gonna roll.
Remember your extra die because of that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
1 bonus die, correct?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Nice! You rolled a 6 there.
No stress.
No stress at all.
No stress.
Amazing.
And I want to resist the other one in
Oh,
the
okay.
freaking super cool, like, I mean, Grounder is not an action hero kind of guy, but when it comes to people falling off of rail cars, this is not the first time someone has flown off a rail car and Grounder's been sitting sideways on the edge of a rail car and caught their hand right as they were falling. And so I think we see that our end of the catwalk crumple. We both kind of fall out of the camera view. We see Penance flying down, but Grounder's still got his Maglock boots bolted in place. And as she goes falling, I'm going to reach down and catch her and pull her up.
Okay.
Nice.
So
nice.
I'm going to resist with
Awesome.
prowess as well because I think this is totally a physical
Oh yeah,
chase
absolutely.
falling.
Yeah.
I get +1D to prowl rolls, but it does not affect resistance. But I'm still. Oh no, wait. No matter the circumstances, you can spend 1 stress to resist any consequence of falling, tumbling, or loss of balance. 1 stress, resisting. That's right in the move. Goat-footed.
Excellent.
Awesome. It's
Awesome.
right there, right in the move.
Nice.
So,
Perfect. Don't even
That-
need to, that's the best kind of resistant roll is the one you don't need to roll.
yes. I mean, I could have gotten a 6, but I'm
But-
happier to just say,
Yeah, for sure.
look at this nonsense. Look at this goat-footed ridiculousness. Yeah, I just
Excellent. I love it. All right. And so I'm also so I feel like so that happens, and then Penance, there's a moment when Athea leaves your body that it looks like you're floating for a moment as the ectoplasm sort of like breaks through, right? And you see Athea like just rush in, and you can see, because like you're not looking at Athea directly, so you're not dealing with the terror yourselves directly, but you can see the rest of them, the guards, look completely terrified at what's happening. But before they can fully react, Athea like crashes into her. Like it's not how she possessed you, right? You see full hand like the violence that she is capable of doing. Like she tears through her mind, right? And you can see like she stops, and Athea forces the guard. We're not going to go into too much detail here, but forces the guard to pick up a blade and take herself out.
Wow.
And she falls off the catwalk.
I love Athea.
I think that still leaves us in a position of 4 against 2 because we added Angelo to this mix, and we still need to get through them.
He may not be against us, though.
Well,
do you want to try talking to him?
You want to try and shift the odds? Because I think Grounder is like, okay, it's on now. Like they've seen us. I think when we come up, he's like, I'm ready to knock fools off catwalks and try and clobber my way through. But
I think that if he allows it, am I standing by him still? I know all that happened after Angelo spoke to me, Jamie. So is he still?
Is Angelo still? Yeah. So the catwalk has collapsed in the middle, and like Angelo, like this is very dramatic Star Wars moment, right? So like Angelo is like on one side of the catwalk, and then the guards are on the other, and so Grounder is like holding on to the middle, refusing to let you go.
Yeah.
Right. So you're still in between the two of them. Angelo is behind you, right? But he's looking at you like he wants to talk.
I'm going to try. I mean, this may be a roll. But I'm definitely going to try to get him to come to our side. And I think that it's funny that you say Star Wars, because I was going to say that she like Penance literally reaches out her hand towards him and is like, I came back in part for you. I never would have left any of us. I came back for you. Jessica left me. She's going to leave you too. Please help me. And see what he...
Yeah, this sounds like a Sway to me.
It does. I was looking at Sway, Jamie. I was eyeing it. I have no dots in Sway.
That's fine. That sounds fine. Yeah. I'm here to offer you a bargain.
It's fine. I for sure want to hear a bargain.
So the bargain that I have to offer you, Penance, and we can tweak or change this if you like, is that this is when we learned that Penance had been in love with Angelo.
Oh, yeah, I'm okay with that.
Love it.
I love that. Yes.
Love it.
So when we flash back to a moment, when did Penance realize that she was in love with Angelo?
I think it was as we were preparing for the mission that we went on when Sean and I did the flashback. And I think just them spending time together, and I don't think anything dramatic happened. I think really they just spent time together, and she was so trusting, and she wanted to like have these relationships with people, and he like looked her in the eyes, and he talked to her, and he treated her like an equal. And I think she just was like, this is my person. And after now I have to be dramatic. After we came back from this mission, I think she was going to tell him, but
never happened.
That never happened.
So good.
At least the way I depicted him, Angelo was a incredible like Skovlan nationalist, and like, or not nationalist, like he was like fighting for Skovlan independence, and he was like, Jessica had promised him, yeah, we're going to do this. Clearly, that's not really the agenda of the Arcbenders per se. Was his like pride and his like desire to free Skovlan from the Empire's grips and all that stuff, was that a factor in this? Does Penance admire that, or was that something else about him entirely? Like,
I think that's true. I think that him being so like passionate and wanting to help people and do the right thing. And she was just like, yes, that's like, got swept up in how passionate he was about his cause.
Yeah.
Right. And so, yeah, I think that definitely played a part in it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Love it.
my Penance. I know that this is not a happy ending for her.
We'll see.
Are we still we're desperate for just everything, right? This
Oh
is
yeah,
all-
yeah. Lots
okay.
of XP.
I don't
so
know why I
far.
keep asking. Like it's gonna be something different.
Yeah.
Um,
And
Okay.
normally I'd be like, Grounder's there to help you.
you're
But-
always there with the assist if it makes sense, Sean. I know.
I know, but I think this is one of the few cases where the blades aren't like super crafty, where like one's setting up the other. I think as you're doing this, Grounder is like fighting the other two. Like
Yeah.
I don't think, and the way I envision it is 1-on-2. There's no way I can I can take them out. Like maybe I could push myself, but if I walk into this with like limited effect, I'm just gonna take that, and maybe you can come with Angelo's aid to help me like overcome them. But I don't think he's like when Angelo reaches out to help you, or whatever the scenario is, I think they're on us, and like I don't think
Yeah.
there's time for him to like wait for you to win Angelo over.
No.
He's in a brawl, so.
Okay.
As much as
I
I hate
agree.
this, I think we're gonna like, yeah, I think we're just gonna do our like have to do these separately.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think that makes sense. I will take the bonus die for the Devil's Bargain.
I have another thought though.
Okay.
If you want it, Ankh will give you an assist. Because we have-
I knew it.
Because we have the ability. We can
Yes, we
assist each
do.
other at any. God, why is it that I doubt just in this moment? Forget it.
Regardless of distance.
Regardless of distance. And we
Yeah,
sort of
yeah.
established, because we're bound by darkness, and we established right before the score, like, Ankh was like, sorry, fucking in,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
deep in other stuff, I can't come. But I think specifically because it's about talking to people, like, Ankh's got 2 dots in sway, and, like, specifically because it's about, like,
Mm-hmm.
like, winning somebody over, I feel like Ankh could assist right now.
How would Ankh assist?
I feel like I think it has to sort of be initiated by Penance a little bit. Like I'll pay the stress for sure, but I feel like
Yeah.
if you were like, I feel like if you like grabbed hold of that rail and you like sent a vibration through the earth to like Ankh, what do I say? What do I say to the cute guy that I'm in love with?
Yeah,
Like-
can I say what it started with? Because it's vibrations to the earth. Was your heart beating, right? Like
Yes.
that connected you to Ankh, and then you realized you could tell Ankh what is going on, right?
Yes.
Like,
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like that. I do like the idea that, right, since it's kind of a dramatic moment, that it feels like time slowed. And then so if you hear Penance's heartbeat, right, and then you can see that Ankh is like aware that now the lines of communication have opened. And I think Penance, God, she always gets into these situations where she ends up showing vulnerability. But I think that she like says, I have to convince someone to help me. Like, what do I say? What should I do?
And I think like clearly Ankh has got some other stuff going on, which we'll figure out
Yeah.
when we come back. But I think Ankh says it's not about what you say; it's about how much you reveal of yourself. If you want someone to love, if you're willing to risk somebody being able to hurt you, that's also how they will fall in love with you. And I'm going to encourage you to take off your mask. You, as like Kristen, do not need to do it. Like you can decide that you take Ankh's message a different way and not need to. But I feel like Angelo has seen you without the mask before.
Yeah.
Right? And the camera doesn't even have to see it. Like we can just see the back of Penance. Grounder doesn't need to see
That's
it.
been my
Nobody
idea.
needs to see
Yeah.
it except for Angelo.
Yeah.
But that's what
Yeah.
and
And is Grounder holding me by one hand, like by the wrist, like by
I
one?
feel
how are we
like-
doing this?
I think it's fair to say that no matter what, when you like Grounder caught you, but he's not superhuman. I don't think he can like hoist you up. But I think when he like pulls you up a little bit, Jamie, unless I'm overstepping, I think it's fair to say that like Angelo took your hand and pulled you up. Like maybe you
Oh my
haven't won him
God,
over yet,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
like you reached out your hand and like to try and grab a railing or something, and he
Yeah.
caught it instead and pulled you up, and you have this intimate moment with him as Grounder's like behind you, like, could use some help here, you know?
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I really like it. I was wondering when I knew when Penance first took off her mask, we wouldn't see it as the audience. But
Yeah.
I for sure think that she says everything that I had said before, but before she says, please help me, she takes her mask off.
Yeah.
And then says, please help me, like face to face with Angelo.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna roll with 2 bonus dice. Thanks, Ankh.
Like so happy to be able to use Bound in Darkness anytime
I was gonna use it. Yep.
And I'm just like, yeah, I'm gone, but
The extra dice.
yep. That would have been a 2 if you had been rolling 0 dice, right? You know, same dice. We're taking the lowest.
Yes.
Amazing.
I'll take a 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say, yeah. So you get through to him. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I think when you say like, because you're saying, please help me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he looks at you and he says, I've been looking for you this whole time. I couldn't find you. I only agreed to this stupid trap that she wanted to set if it meant that I could see you. And he says, of course I'll help you. And I think at that, and this is the consequence that you can choose to resist.
Okay.
Is you hear a voice behind him that says, I knew you would betray us.
Shit.
And you see Lady Jessica there, and she's going to grab him, like arm around his neck and pull him back.
Oh my god.
Into the fracas.
Oh my god.
Jamie, sorry, Kristen, how comfortable are you with the idea of him touching you
Oh, fine. Yeah.
in this moment?
Yeah.
I feel like you're all covered in like grime and shit from like the frack at the fight and whatnot, but I can just very much like imagine him putting his hand on your face where the big scar is, you know, like, I don't know, just like in a tender moment, seems like.
Oh.
Anyway, just
Yeah.
a
And the
bit
scars
of,
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh. Is she taking him? She's not taking him. She's on the catwalk with us. Is she?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Like
Okay.
she used a distraction to like get
Okay.
there.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah. But she has like her arm, and so you can resist, right? She has her arm around his neck. She's trying to pull him away, right?
Can I turn around and see? I need to turn around and see what is going on behind me. Just
I was
like
going to say,
in a
before you decide to
snapshot.
resist or not, I want to see how the fight is going with.
I need to see, what's
Oh,
going on.
let's do a
Is it
fortune
okay?
roll. Let's do a fortune roll. I'm gonna, right? Because it feels like, let's see.
No,
what
I
is
want to make.
up?
I want to make a skirmish roll to see how.
Oh yeah, how
if
you're
that's
fighting.
okay with
Okay.
you, like, because
Sure,
I
sure,
think
sure.
Grounder.
I thought we meant about the mob in general, but yeah, go for it, Grounder.
If that's okay, I'm gonna
Yeah, because it's happening all at the same time.
Right.
There's feelings, there's fighting, all at the
All
same time.
feels, yeah. So what's my position effect? I feel like Desperate Limited is my position. Is
Yeah,
my position
yeah.
effect, right?
Yeah. Because these guards are tough. I mean, you do have something that can help you, right? I'm looking at the stuff you have.
Yeah. I think tell me this, Kristen. If the fight went down into the fray, would that kind of wreck your moment?
No.
Okay.
Penance turning around is 100% to see if Grounder is able, is anyone near the hull? Is anyone, this is a choice in her mind of Angelo or the hull.
Yeah.
Is Grounder okay? Maybe she's concerned about that.
Right. So, Jeremy, I'd like to propose the devil's bargain that Grounder, as the leader of the as the Railjacks Cobblestone rugby team all star, is just gonna
Are you gonna tackle them?
I want to tackle them, and I just want to go down into the fray with them. I'd like a devil's bargain to basically like put myself in the middle of all that mess, but I feel like it gives me the advantage to like be in the chaos.
100%. Yeah.
So like, I think what I do is I as I climb up, I like release the, like, I hit the like thing, and like the mag boots, the electrostatic battery like discharges, and the mag boots are now just like heavy fucking metal boots, and I like leap over and stomp on the thing so that it tilts a little bit, and I just try and take them down with me. So yeah. Yep.
Let's do it.
I cannot think of an assist.
No problem.
Okay.
All good.
I feel like this is the first time we've been in this position where like we can't.
I feel like this is the moment while you're talking to Angelo, right? Like I think like this, we have to split up, and because we're not bound in darkness, we can't help each other, and you know. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go desperate, limited.
So much desperation.
Yes, so much desperation. Well, that's good enough.
Yeah, take that 5. Take that 5.
We will take it. We will take it, people. Yeah, so I think this is, I'm gonna say, like, as you tackle them, right? All 3 of them, you manage to like bring them down to the ground with you. But at the same time, tackling them onto the ground with this huge mob and fighting that's going on, I feel like that's fair to say it's level 2 harm. From the fall and everything.
Yep.
I feel that makes sense.
I mean, it's desperate. I'm happy for it to be level 3 harm too. I mean, whatever you feel like is right.
Sean, you're supposed to argue it for it the other way.
I'm just saying, if you were going to give me a bunch of consequences like this, that, and the other, but like between them stabbing. Also, I can still use goat-footed to resist consequences from falling. Yeah. So I'm going to resist it down.
Yeah.
I won't negate it. But
yeah. I think that makes sense. So let's say it's level 3. Because in exchange, it means that you flatten them, right? Like they are not going to be able to get back up in time to mess with Penance, right? Nice. Like you hurt yourself a little on purpose to make sure that they wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. So I'm going to mark a stress to resist if that seems fair to you, to use goat-footed to resist. And what kind of harm do we, it feels like it's just like, are they clubbing? Are they stabbing? Or what kind of, what's the sort of nature of the harm? Or is it more about the falling?
Yeah. I think it's more about the falling, right? Because it's just so, but if things continue to happen, there may be stabbing.
How about crack rib?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Feels like a good kind of fallen thing. I think he's had some ribs that have been broken a few times, and so they're more susceptible.
Oh, right. So the same one.
It's like a
you flash back to a time when you were thrown off the car. Right?
Yeah, and I like smashed, like I got caught a line and I like smashed into the side of the car, and I had to like ride the whole way into Gaddock, like hanging on the edge with my ribs mashed up against the rail. Yeah. Whole checks.
100%.
Yep.
Okay, so Penance, you turn around, you see that's the exact moment you see Grounder. You see how much Grounder is like pushing himself to protect you, right? To make sure. But it's all clear, like the other side of that catwalk. The vault door, it's still locked and everything, but the vault door is there. And behind you is Angelo and Jessica. And Angelo says, she's not going to betray us. She's not going to betray me. What do you do?
Shit.
what to
And,
do
like,
when
and
you're
just
in
to-
love.
Just to, like, drive this home, like, Jessica pulls at him and she takes out a knife, puts it against his cheek, and she looks at you.
Oh man.
But I have to stress, you still have a resistance roll if you want to take it,
Mhm.
right? Because technically what's happening now is a consequence.
And the resistance roll would be
That Jessica wouldn't have as much of the upper hand, right? Like she wouldn't
Okay.
have the blade out, like she wouldn't have him in such a vulnerable position, right?
yeah.
If you want to let that stand, then you could just go to the next action, and that's set in stone now, right? That she has that blade.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I really like that narrative. I don't know that I want to resist that.
Yeah,
it's
let's
just so
go with it.
good.
Let's just go with it.
I'm just going to go with it. I'm just going to go with it. Of course she
Nice.
does.
Hard
Of course she
mode.
does. Hard
Yep.
mode. We're back and we're in hard mode.
Resistance is for
Exactly.
quitters.
I already resisted once this game, and that's it for me.
That's enough. Yeah.
Ooh, I have another thing to offer you.
Okay.
You hear Athea's voice reaching out to you, right? And as she reaches out, you can sense what it's like for her to be connected to a soul that's dying. It's a very strange feeling, like being alone in the dark with the rain outside, just feeling the life slowly ebb out of you. And you hear Athea say, I can help you so you don't have to make a choice. I can take the hull for you, and you can save him.
Oh, God, does she let Athea take the hull?
Like it would be her possessing it.
Right.
And we're not
right.
sure what's going to happen to that soul once she possesses it.
Oh, God, what does Penance do?
I love that there's this moment of like Hull, Angelo, and then Athea's like Batman option. You can have both. But
Well, I was gonna call on Athea. I was gonna ask Athea to help me with Jessica. But I like the idea that we're not at odds, like we're not arguing, but I like the idea that Athea is like offering something to me. And in this moment, like the hull is so important to Penance that she's like counter offering. Like, you help me with Jessica, I'll get the hull.
Ooh. Yeah. And there's a moment where like there's a pause, and you can tell like Athea is like, but I was just responding to what your id wanted, right? Like sort of communicating, but your true self wanted the hull more than him. But she pauses and she says, very well, of course, Penance.
Really? Okay. Wow. Oh, Athea has big plans. I'm scared. In a good way, Jamie, in a good way. I do want Penance to I know I don't have like time, but I do want Penance to say to Jessica, like, I think Penance is going to go for the hull. She's made up her mind. She's going to hope that Athea is going to help by taking out Jessica and not harming Angelo, although I guess all that wasn't communicated. But before she turns to go for the hull, I do want Penance to say to Jessica something along the lines of like I can't believe that you would hurt one of your own. And it's because I think this whole time there was part of her that was like, well, maybe when Jessica left, she had to. Like, I think Penance has replayed that in her mind. Like, maybe there was something I didn't see. Maybe she had to leave us. Maybe she had to leave me. And now I think she's seen for sure. There's no way. This is just, in Penance's mind, in her paradigm, this is just who Jessica is. She betrays her own. So I think she says that, like, I can't believe that you would betray your own again. And then she's going to turn and go for the hull.
Okay, so Let's see how this. I'm just going to do a fortune roll for Thea to see if we hurt
Okay.
Angela or not, right? So,
Oh, I love that, Jamie. Yes.
right, because we already established that Thea is not exactly the most gentle in possessing.
Right.
Well, and we also saw that like when she just like when she wants to do something briskly, like she just forces her way, and it's ugly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
And it's not like there was time for Penance to say like, and don't hurt Angelo, and like it was not a detailed contract.
Okay, so let's see. I'm pulling up so I can make a fortune roll. Da, 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 da.
I think if you go to any character sheet on the right at the bottom, there's that roll of fortune.
Exactly. Let's see how it goes. I'm just gonna roll the one die. Did it roll?
Yeah, you got a 4.
4.
Ooh. So this is what happens. Penance, as you start rushing, and I assume you're gonna like jump across the broken.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Catwalk
100%.
to get to the other side. And at that exact moment, like Athea comes up from the bottom because that's where that other guard had dropped down from, and we see like the spirit of Athea rise, right, and the pure horror as it like brushes past you, and you can see the spirit, the soul of the person that she had just possessed is still clinging on to Athea, right? There's this horrible screaming look on the face of the person whose soul was just completely torn apart, right? As Athea rushes past you, reaches out this arm that grows longer and longer and like reaches out into Jessica's eyes, just forcing her hand into Jessica's face, right? And so Jessica starts screaming, and you can see that the harness that she has on with all of that technology, it starts overreacting to what Athea is doing, and you can see the lightning spark off of it and hit Angelo, straight across the neck, and you can see the blood as it like courses across the wall, and he starts falling backwards into the fray.
Yeah, Penance doesn't stop. I know, she's the worst. She's been hurt.
She's been hurt. She's got to do a thing. She came here for a reason.
She came here for the hull.
Yeah.
And so both Jessica and Angela fall into opposite directions. I'm also going to do another fortune roll to see how is that outright fight going.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because Grounder is in the middle of that now. And,
exactly.
I know.
And so is Angelo, most likely. Down.
Yeah. So the higher we roll, there's like an eye of a storm situation going on, and the lower we roll, then it's opposite. So let's see how it goes. Okay, we're at another 4. Wow. So I think it's like it's pretty chaotic. It could still be worse, but you lose track of both Jessica and Angelo as they fall into the fray. Like quickly, they're covered up by like red sashes. And
should I take some harm just for being in the middle of this fracas as it's going on?
Yeah, I think so. So.
What level is it? It just feels like there's certain times where, like, as a GM, you just are like, well, before you can even try and do anything, you need to, you're gonna this is gonna happen or you have to resist it, and so is like level 1 harm right, or it should be higher?
Yeah, I think level 1. There's like a stab that comes at you from somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Like there's a dagger. Also, if you want to tick your clock of Grounder knows, because you saw Athea.
Oh yeah,
move around twice, right?
Oh yeah. We'll put two ticks on that for giggles. Yeah, like maybe foolish not to immediately like. I think it may be even like maybe the clock is like not only you're possessed, but like you're possessed by a really dangerous, powerful spirit.
Right. I like that. Yeah, not just I think I recognize possession, but like, wow,
that's one of them scary ones.
This is worse than I thought. Yeah.
I'm also gonna go ahead and tick the Athea control clock. So.
That makes sense.
Yeah, makes total sense. So now that's at 5 out of 6. So you're just 1 tick away from.
It's fine. It's gonna be fine. It's all fine.
I mean, I think Athea is probably an interesting character to play if you want, Kristen. If you want to just change your character to be playing a ghost.
I don't. Oh man. 5. Okay.
So I think, Jamie, I think the way you described it is like Penance would still have to like pick the lock to get in there
Mm-hmm.
into the
I have
hull.
something else in mind though, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Okay.
I also have a way. I also have an idea for how to get in if there's a
Ooh.
lock.
I'll listen to it. I'll listen to it.
Well, you said at one point the person at the door like had the key out, and I think that was the person that Athea knocked
Mhm.
down, like killed and like jumped off. I think Grounder was like aiming for that person, and so part of like Grounder getting like beat up is him like crawling
Ooh,
around on the
getting-
ground to get the
yeah.
keys, and he just chucks them up in the air, and like right as you get there, they like fly up to you, rather than you have to like spend the time to pick the lock, right?
Yeah. So rather than a key, it's actually like the glove that she was wearing, right? It was supposed to
Cool.
like
Nice.
connect to the handle and recognize that this is someone who's allowed to open the vault.
Okay.
Right?
Awesome. Yeah, I think Penance.
But yeah,
puts it on.
and there's just a bit of blood on it, but it's fine.
It's fine.
Oh yeah, like Grounder's like literally like pulling the thing off in the middle of the fight. You know, he's got like one hand on it and one hand.
Yeah, Grounder. I'm gonna say you haven't. The last time you saw a corpse like this. So I think there's a quick flashback to when you're on a train, and you saw a really powerful ghost tear through someone's body like this, right? You've seen something like this. It's like we're not going to go into too much detail, but it's like they're split across the middle, right?
Yeah.
And there's all the ectoplasmic burns along the sides.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think he just shudders and kind of like looks away as he's like putting his back into pulling this glove off, because I imagine it with like electricity running through them probably clench their hand, and so it's like bend the fingers to be straight.
Mm-hmm.
There's some untoward noises in that process, and he's just like, oh god. But at least he's not like, I cut off the arm, right? Like that's not the kind of person.
Yeah.
Is. He's not, even though the person's dead, he's not that sort of like butcher sort of character. He's like, got to get this thing. So yeah, awesome. I toss it up there, and then I'm sort of back in the fray, like,
Perfect. Okay, so you put on the glove, Penance, right? And you place your hand on the handle. The door immediately starts to open. You can hear all the mechanisms start to shift and move, and the door is incredibly like thick. It's like 3 grounders thick, right? Like it's a lot of people thick. Yeah. And it starts to like slowly sway open, and on the other side you can see just this. It's similar to like when the flash bomb went off earlier. This huge amount of light that hits you, like on the face, on the mask, I would say, right? I assume you put your mask back on.
Yeah, I figured when I jumped to their side.
Yeah. And then so like, but as we see the light start to fade, we see the hull like strapped to like this slab of metal, and there are all these things connecting to it, right? And you recognize that as you look at the hull that it's trapped here, right? It's imprisoned in this place.
Okay. Oh.
Right. And you can see that it's been struggling to move this whole time to try to escape. And then this face turns towards you, and in the lightning of the nearby electroplasm lights nearby, you can see that same strange eyes of an owl, like when it glints and there's the lightning in their eyes. And the hull just whispers, "Mother, you came."
Yeah, I think Penance immediately is reassuring. Yes, I'm here. I'm going to help you. And then immediately gets to work, unless I see something. But I think, I can roll maybe Tinker, but I definitely want to immediately let's get the hull free.
Yeah, I think actually it's just going to be one more roll to see if the two of you can get out with the hull.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that makes sense, unless someone else has something in mind.
Yeah, no, I think...
Because I don't think it'd be difficult for you to, like, release the hull.
Release it.
Right.
Okay.
Everybody's busy outside. The catwalk is destroyed. They can't get to you easily, right?
So my plan all along was going to be to get off, taking on the rooftops.
Yeah.
Because there's boards running across buildings and you can slide down. But now that there's like a complete melee on the ground, that is even more so what I think.
Yeah.
What I'd say is like I think Grounder scrambles his way back up, out of the melee. He's got bumps and bruises and cuts, and he's just all beat to hell. But I think I would advocate for a prowl roll to bound out of here.
Yes, I completely agree. However, when Penance comes out with the Hall, I would like to take a second to look for Angelo.
Ooh, wow! This is one of the few times where I think it's going to have to be a survey or a study roll.
Okay.
To have to. I feel like survey because you're trying to look really quickly, right?
Okay.
And it's a huge mess.
Kristen, how do you feel about me challenging that or resisting that?
Ooh, I love it. Why?
Because it's not trivial, right? It's not just glancing, right? You're stopping. And I think Grounder has basically like gone along with this whole thing. Yeah. He's gone along with this whole thing and not like, even when it was like, oh, this seems like a really bad time, he's like been there because he's like, we're friends with the Rusted Lock. I care about you, but also this like kind of fatherly, like you're a young kid and I want to protect, like I want to take care of these like these young cultists, right? Yeah. And even when you were going like headlong into danger, he was like, cool, that's the purpose. But now we've got the Hull. Now any moment we stay is a risk. And so he's like, I think when you stop to look, he puts his hand on your wrist and he says, we've got to go. And he looks at you. He's not commanding. He's not. Yeah. He's just like, and he's really earnest. He's just like, we've got to go.
Yeah.
And I would like to try and consort with Penance to see if I can sway her to just go and not look.
Yeah.
Is that something that you feel like would work? Like a real earnest.
Yeah.
This is going to go up in flames any moment.
Right.
And if we stop, we got what we came for.
Yeah.
Let's not.
I think Penance is like in this moment of like, I saw Angelo, it worked, like Athea, got Jessica, and I'm still in control, right? Like in Penance's mind, like I'm still in control. Thea hasn't taken over. I got the Hull. The last thing I have to do is save Angelo. Like I think she's just like, she's on a roll. Do you know what I mean? Like she's like, I can do it. I can do it all. I can do all of it. And I think when Grounder like says that and grabs her hand or her shoulder, whatever, I think that she like has this realization of like, she made the choice. Like she went for the Hull instead of saving Angelo. And that was the choice. And now there's no more time. So yes, I like that. That was such a good idea.
Sorry, I don't want to thwart you, Kristen, but I just feel like a good way to make that choice sting for like when you made the choice, like a good way to like make it not.
Yeah.
Awesome. Shall I roll consort to see how much of an impact you have, or do you feel like that just the words would be enough? Like, do you think you want to see if the dice?
Okay, let's see what the dice say. Let's see what the dice say. For fun.
Grounder often grounds people to reality. Yeah, thank you, Judd. Cool. I am going to push myself for an extra die. And the way that push works is, you see he's beat to shit. It's bad down there. Sticking around. He's been hurt.
Yeah, he's beat up. Yeah.
So here we go. Jamie, do you want to put a position effect on that? I think effect is kind of up to Kristen, but do you want to put a position on this?
I'm gonna say we're still a desperate.
Nice.
Because there's a lot going on. You could get stabbed while you're trying to talk.
Yep. Nice.
So cool. I do have a bargain to offer you if you want to take it.
Oh, please tell me.
The bargain I have to offer you is that you had to leave someone behind. And you know that Penance has to make this choice now, right? So we're going to see a moment where Grounder left someone behind. like the moment I'm seeing, and please feel free to say no to this, is like there was another Railjack on a train with a ghost, and you had to choose to disconnect the train because like
Ooh.
that particular character is
Yeah.
full of ghosts, and it was just too much for you. You already lost another Railjack, right? So it was
Right.
either lose the rest of the train or try to save this one Railjack, right?
Yeah. I like it, and I think the way I'm going to bring that into the present moment is I think Grounder sees like Jessica and Athea like sparkling and whatnot, and part of him is like the longer we stay, not only the danger of the crowd, but he sees Athea as a terrible threat. Like, and you, Kristen, can like always have her come back, right? Like that, like there's no, but for him in this very
Yeah.
moment, it's like we need to get the hell out of it. There's way too many, and yeah, and so like he's watching Jessica like struggle and fight and all this fracas. So yes, so you can't both push and get a devil's bargain. But I will absolutely take the devil's bargain. And
Nice.
and I think it, and the way it comes out is he's like, I know it's hard. I've had to do it too, but sometimes you have to let go. And consorting in desperate ways. All right. That's all I needed.
Wow. Look at that 5.
Yeah. So it does work, but there is a consequence of some kind. So that would mean, but let me know how you feel about a penance that it's still, he gets through to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
You do see it his way. You do. Yeah, I think
I'm totally happy for
Grounder-
a consequence to be like Grounder gets stabbed, shot. Like absolutely something bad happens while we're having this moment is totally super cool with me.
What I had in mind actually was Athea recognizes that there's something in Grounder that connects to penance, and the ghost turns to look at you and just points at you. Like I have an eye on you.
Marked by Athea or yeah.
Yep.
I'm already marked.
Yeah.
All right. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. Cool. In a certain way, that's kind of Grounder's cool with that.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
Let's GTFO.
Yeah. Yes.
If that's cool with you, Kristen.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah. Let's get out. Let's do it.
Nice.
Across the rooftops. Yes.
Prowl roll?
Yeah.
Sound good?
Group prowl roll, are we thinking?
It's group prowl. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm happy to lead. I'm happy.
And
to
you can
stress.
see the hull shakily moves up, but like Kristen, you notice that any movement you make, like the hull mimics it, right?
Ooh. Okay. Oh, that's cool. So I can see it going either way with either one of us leading. Is it stress?
Mm-hmm.
How much stress do you have, my friend?
Oodles. Tons.
I have 4 free
Is that
spaces.
true?
How much stress do you have?
I have 4 or 5. I'm totally fine. I'm all good. I would have been in a bad place if I just pushed myself, but instead I accepted sadness into my life.
Okay. You accepted sadness? Is that what you said?
That feels like a life lesson. I would be in a bad place, but instead I chose to accept sadness in my life. And so now
life
I'm
is suffering
for it.
and it's beautiful. That's a mantra that I try to remind myself in real life.
Right.
Well, I am going to use Goat Footed again. I'm going to take +1d to prowl rolls while performing moves that require balance but not stealth. And I'm on rooftops. I'm like, let's go this way. And I think Jamie, you should roll for the hull. Because it might have 0 dice and be a total stress magnet, but I feel like all of us have to do this thing because we all have to go.
Yeah. I think that makes sense.
Are we rolling?
And
prowess? Is that what we're rolling?
Rolling
or
prowl.
Prowl.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna roll 2 and take the lowest.
Sounds good. Is what's the position effect on this?
Ooh, right now.
God, we're still desperate, aren't we?
Yeah, because it's all out. Like when you go out, it's like it's spread all over. But I'm gonna say it's standard.
Okay.
Desperate standard.
My lowest is a 1. I apologize.
Oh.
I'm gonna push for an extra die because I can.
Okay, I'm gonna do the same.
Take 2 stress there. I'm taking 2 stress from the push. I'm taking 1 stress from the hull for getting 1.
Are you
Just
one
need-
away from trauma now?
No, we're still
2.
good. We're still good.
2 away.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Or
okay.
1
Plenty of
away,
room.
I guess.
All right.
I just need not to do that. There we go.
So
That's
sorry.
It's okay. I got
It's
one
interesting
more.
of you not to do that.
I got 1 more.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
So-
the reason why the hull faltered was because
Oh.
Penance did, and like
Yeah.
the hull trying to
Mimics.
copy Penance, right? It was mimicking. So
Love it. 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 Love it.
1,
Oh,
1,
wait.
3.
yeah, perfect.
So we got it though. We take the highest roll. So
Yeah,
we get a
yeah,
5.
yeah.
Or-
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Ooh,
just a
okay,
serious
so this is
consequence.
Yeah, no problem. I'm gonna say that the consequence is as you rush out with the hull, like going over the rooftops, one roof over another, that's when you hear, oh, what is the name of your friend? The who gave you the plans?
Pickett.
Oh,
She's
Pickett.
she's
Yeah.
part of the
Yeah.
Lamp Blacks.
Yeah, so you hear someone shout out, "Here! They're exactly where Pickett said they would be." And you can see there's a group of them, a group of people like jumping from rooftop to rooftop, trying to track you down, trying to follow. So the consequence is followed. You'll still be able to get away, but they'll if no one resists, they're going to have an idea that you have the hull.
Mhm.
And where you're trying to take it. Like they won't maybe know exactly, but they'll have a rough idea of where your hideout
Yeah.
is.
Yep. I'm happy to resist it. I have an idea for how to resist it,
Okay.
which is just Grounder's like, I know these people, and he's just like, get on with you.
Oh, you're gonna leave?
No, he's gonna say, you keep going. I'm gonna stay.
Okay.
I'm gonna stop. Like he's
You're-
basically like, you get out of here with the hull.
Yeah.
I know the Lamp Blacks. I'm chummy with them. I'm gonna buy you time.
He's
I know,
sacrificing himself for you, basically.
By the time they get
know.
through me, you'll be long gone. Maybe we talk. Maybe they stab. Who knows? But
Ooh, it's like the opposite of what you did to Angelo.
Oh, I mean, Penance is gonna say, I don't want to leave anyone else tonight. So now here we are.
now here we are. I know, right?
So
I'm willing to say that this is a dramatic moment where Grounder just pushes Penance and the hull just grabs you, Penance, and runs off.
Yeah.
we can do that.
Like there's a moment of understanding between the hull and Grounder, right? Like they
Yeah.
look at each other and the hull understands.
Yeah.
Yeah. If that's, I don't want to remove agency from Penance at all, Kristen. I don't want you to be in a place where you're like, no, that's not what I want for her. But I think again, he just says, you got what you came for, go.
Yeah.
And then I think,
Yeah.
Oh man! And this last shot of like, and the rain finally stopped falling, but Grounder's just turns around to look at the group that's coming.
yep. Yeah. So I think I
Oof.
want to make a resolve roll because it's not like, can I physically stop them? It's like, hey, like, let's talk.
Yeah,
Mhm, mhm.
that sounds right.
If I get a 6 on this, Grounder's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Exactly.
I got a
Oh,
6.
Sorry, I should have muted. Sorry.
Yay!
I
Oh,
was like, oh my god, Grounder, please, you okay?
Because he's 1 stress away from traumaing out. So
I don't want this pure
I think
real Jack
legit
trauma.
ends. Jamie, if you're cool with this, I think it legit ends with Grounder being like, that's not how, like, I think it legit ends like, yeah, maybe you were okay going after this tiny little cult, but are you okay making enemies of the Railjacks, the people who help you like smuggle stuff in, the people who help
Yep.
you like I'm your connect or I'm a
Mhm.
connect. Like, I know you'd kill her, but will you go through me? And I think it's probably not gonna like stop them, but I'm guessing it delays them long enough that she can get away. Because I don't think that they
Yeah.
would just kill Grounder, because like he represents the connection they care about. And
Yeah.
and he's
Yeah,
gonna-
I think it's going to be this dramatic standoff where you say the words, like the words echo across the rooftops, and there are different ones like standing on different rooftops looking at you, all cloaked with their jackets and hooded. And when you say that, they don't say anything for a while, but then one by one they disappear back into the darkness and go back in the opposite direction.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's our score, yo.
That's our score.
Wow.
Normally I'd say let's do payoff before the break, but I'd say because it's been a minute, because this has been something of a score. Are you
It
cool
has
with us
been.
taking the break and then we do all the stuff?
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
other end?
Sounds
Okay, great.
That sounds good.
All right, friends. Thanks for hanging out for the Penance Hull score, everybody. This was amazing. Pretty much every roll was desperate. I love it.
Lots of XP.
And lots of XP. And we'll be back in just a couple minutes to do all the wrap up and downtimes and all that stuff. Bye.